Oh, Amiya. Hello, everybody. This is your Dream Spider Mama, Amiya Aranha. Hold on, I need to check if I did my live tweet. I think I did. Yeah, I did. Okay. Hi. Hello. It's substitute teacher Ami today. Welcome. Thank you for coming to my presentation. Kitty's okay. Kitties are fine. Yeah, just a fur ball. But because of that, I am in my piano stool chair and not my regular chair. I'm very uncomfortable. I barely fit on this thing. It's very upsetting. And there's no back to it, and it's just very upsetting. Looking pretty. Oh my god, thank you. That's a good booth buying. I know this outfit. I think it's meant to be more like a school uniform thing, but hopefully we can make it a short one today. Yeah, that might be good, honestly, because my back is not. Yeah, it's not backing. Ohayou gozaimasu. You're gonna be lying down the instant stream ends? Yes, I think I will. I actually have some stuff to do, but I might be able to take care of it tomorrow. I got some recording deadlines at the end of this week, but I finished like all of my asset stuff for my model debut on Saturday. So, Parasite, thanks for the 33 months. Can we keep you and never bring the old teacher back? How rude. How rude. You know the regular teacher is regular Ami, right? How rude. Hope your back feels better quick. My back isn't hurting now. It probably will over the course of the stream though. Straighten up, work on your posture. I can't. I mean, I am, but it's hard, you know. It's hard. Ami is your regular teacher, yeah. And every time, and I'm prone to like, a little bit of spinning, doing a little bit of spinning on this. And it's like going... This thing is like... I think it's maybe for like kids, maybe. I don't know, it's very small. Time for the annual mandatory cybersecurity training. Yeah, actually I'm gonna talk about the virus that is like probably most of the reason why that type of cybersecurity training exists. Yeah, it's not happy and neither am I. And I'm gonna stick to it because it's hot today. There's only so much posture can help if someone's at the screen at a time. I mean, posture can definitely help, but it's just... Everything's difficult right now. You look very pretty and professional today. Thank you. Is it the only other chair that fits in your streaming room? No. I think my regular chair would fit, right? But Spider! Alright, Spider. You just chill. How'd you get here, huh? It's me! No, my other one will fit, but not well. It's just too much of a ordeal to bring it in, you know. Sounds cute. Yeah, it's a little small, like kind of yellow spider. I wonder how it got in. I wonder if I put it by the window, if it'll crawl right out. Here, come here, buddy. No, come here, bud. Oh, don't run. Hold on, guys. Yeah. Okay. That was me making those noises. Okay, I put it I put it by the window, so if it wants to get out, it can maybe get out. Because there's like a little bit of like space between the AC and the window. Oh my god. Alright, anyway, hi. Be brave, spiders are friendly. I literally picked it up with my hand. I'm brave. We have to move stuff around to bring like my other chair in. Yeah, I would. Get up in the window to see. Yeah. I think that's how it got in, so it can get out that way. I put it in my tummy. I did not eat the spider. That would be freaky. Might skip hello thing, give you guys a hello hug instead, if that's okay, because I'm gonna be doing a lot of talking. I don't want to, you know, spare my throat. So give me a big hug. You can deal with spiders while buckles offer moral support as long as they're not like huge and poisonous. Oh, by the way, you guys, somebody mentioned in Marshmallows that there is a like chat leaderboard participation thing. Apparently you could turn it off in your settings, which is what the person who alerted me to it did. I don't think that's a thing on my channel, at least. Maybe it's something that they're like rolling out slowly, you know, to like bigger channels and stuff. So I don't think it's a thing yet for me, at least. You don't see it? Yeah. High score for Ami's chat. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I don't, you know, I don't like this like ranking situation. It's kind of cringe. I've seen it on one channel, but not on Ami's yet. Well, yeah. Coughing all the worst things. Yeah, basically, I don't like it. It's a little cringe. It's a little cringe to rank buckles in that way. So, you guys can turn it off on your side if you want to. Hopefully, if it gets turned on for my channel, YouTube will implement a way to turn it off. Yeah, give us animated emotes for frick's sakes. Settings, privacy, live chat. You detect it on desktop YouTube. Yeah, that you can change it, turn it off for yourself there, but I don't think there's a way to like turn it off for the channel. It's me how Twitch and YouTube both have their own strengths but copy each other's negatives. I know, it's so cringe. Yeah, I want the dancey emotes. Come on. Riley, thanks for the 29 months. Can we have Buckle Dome win rankings instead? Yeah, like that would be fine, right? Imagine if they spend time making YouTube chat work and not crash. They could do that. They could make it so that I don't have like the wish list of stuff I want off the top of my head, but what is it ranked on? I think it's ranked on participation. But then I think it ranks other stuff too, like super chats and stuff like that. That's what I saw in my like settings anyway. So I don't know. I haven't been to a stream that has it to see. Yeah, notifications working. That would be a good start. That would be a good start. I just experienced the Japanese exam scoring system again. There was nothing like that in my my university. Completely cringe derogatory. Yeah, exactly. I hate it. Obviously, love Alias, regardless of how much you chat or how little you chat. If you're a lurker, I love yous for that. If you chat lots, I love yous for that. If you have send us a couple message changes hi and bye every day, I love you for that. So yeah, don't worry about it. Try not to stress about it. We'll get to it. Another thing to rank: how many times have your jokes have made Ami almost? Hey, never. Never. You must win. No. There's no winning and losing. If you're Ami, we love you for that. If you're Buckle, love you for that. If you say goodnight every day at 4, love you for that. It's a little early, but it's fine. That can be the real competitive bracket. That's never happened ever. Bad hanger. I did that to myself, okay? You studied abroad in Japan and got an E in some of your classes, but your college didn't know what that meant, so they just marked it as passing. What does that mean? They didn't know what it meant. They're the ones who gave you the rank. The only ranking we need is how many meows and arfs you make. Exactly. And maybe, you know, other stuff. Eventually. Anyway, you guys, today we're gonna be talking about computer viruses, which is a very cool subject. Specifically older viruses, you know. I feel like there's not really many new and innovative viruses that are like doing silly things nowadays, you know. But when I was looking into it, I found a bunch of very, very interesting stuff for a couple different systems. So I'm excited to share that with you guys. You will not get the virus, no. Ami cute, Ami love. Oh, also, Twitter's apparently still messed up for some people, and I'm not getting some people's notifications no matter what. I'm so sorry for that. There's nothing I can do except go and manually check my tweets, but then when I do that, so if it'll be like, there's more messages and it's marked as spam maybe, and then I click on the thing that's marked as spam, it just doesn't show anything, so... DOS is the peak of viruses nowadays. It's ransomware, but not like interesting ransomware, like one of the ransomwares I'm gonna talk about. Will you infect your own machine? No, I didn't. I thought about, you know, like sampling some of the viruses on 86 box, and I might still do that at some point, but I didn't do it today because they're hard to find, believe it or not. Yeah, more like pranks. Yeah. A lot of stuff nowadays are keyloggers and backdoor entries through scam emails. Yeah, or just phishing. It's not even a virus, but they can be half fun, half blow up your machine, or just fun, you know. We already have the antivirus. Do you guys remember those ads where it's like, my anti-drug? My anti-drug is a tall glass of chocolate milk. Yeah, usually people won't go looking for them, so I understand why they're hard to find, but... You got some viruses from a Doom mod you downloaded from CompuServe. That was unfun. Yes, that stuff happens all the time, so we can get into it. Ransomware, is that what I said? You remember those? Can't say I do. I don't recall. It's like a PSA against drugs. You know, it's like, and it would be like such and such, my anti-drug. And then I remember on people were like japing it on Neopets. And they would be like, my chemical romance is my anti-drug. The Sniper, thank you so much for the 12 months. The 1 year. Wow, Pink Trick, congrats. And we're going to talk about Trojan today. We're going to talk about a Trojan horse, yes. Oh, the Toho ransomware. I did not know that existed. Pretty sure that's one they made a Yu-Gi-Oh! PSA for. It's possible. But I'm not embarrassing. Come on, it's interesting. I love how my 6th grade typing teacher believed every PC is showing a virus despite none of the PCs being online at all. Well, PCs don't have to be online to get viruses, so she wasn't wrong in that respect, but, you know, it probably was not a virus. Some viruses on Archive if you want to destroy your PC, but you probably knew that. Yeah, I know. I know there's some, and then it just would be really difficult to do because, like, from my virtual box, I have, like, a hard drive image, right? And then I would have to duplicate that for, like, each individual virus because it's gonna, like, destroy the hard drive, you know? Infected floppies are the most common spreader back in the day. That's right. So, don't necessarily have to be involved with the internet. You'd be surprised how many people plug in USB full of malware these days. Baja Blast favor. Speaking of Mountain Dew, there's one of these based on Mountain Dew. Virus is transmitted over radio waves. And there's one guy who I can't spoil everything about this presentation. It's like so interesting. So let's just do it. Let's just do it. If it's VirtualBox, you can use snapshots to revert changes after you broke the VM. No, I use 86 box. I guess I could use VirtualBox. But yeah, we can maybe try that another time. Alright. Welcome to Ami's computer virus thingy. Where's my little... Oh, there it is. Pig.exe has affected your computer. You would get an entire new PC if you wanted to play around with Viri. Maybe I could find one at the thrift store. Oink, 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 oink. Isn't it cute? I just found this on Canva. I was like, it's so appropriate. It's the pig.exe. Yes, it's going to affect you. Oink, oink, oink. I miss the cardboard too. It's harder and harder to think of topics nowadays, but there's still some interesting stuff out there. Alright, we're gonna start with a very, very early example of a virus. Are you guys ready? This is the Elk Cloner. Now, when I say it's an old, early example of a virus, does anyone who doesn't know the answer just because they've heard of this, does anyone know when this might have came out? Came out like it's You be okay with the Piggy-Meal virus? Well, you guys all have it. Yes, the Elk virus. Elk Cloner, Elk Cloner, Elk Cloner, Elk Cloner, Elk Cloner. Cloner, Elk Cloner. Looks early 80s, 70s, 88, 74, 78, 1980. You guys are close. It's 1981. So, I was not familiar with this one initially, and also it's for Apple PCs, specifically the Apple II, and it's, you know, offshoots. So it's one of the earliest widespread computer viruses, and it was made by a 15-year-old. So it targeted the Apple II, which is a home computer. It's assembly based, and it's used in schools and businesses, or was used in schools and businesses. And it had the first ever spreadsheet software, fun fact, called VisiCalc. Yeah, freaking teenagers. What was this? I got it. Comrade, thank you so much for the donation. Amiya.exe, click now to see her secret pictures. Not sus, not virus, so legit. What secret pictures? What kind of crazy photo doctoring have you done? My secret buckle pictures. Let me click. Don't click. You don't want to send it. No teenager makes something this wholesome, or is the obscene imagery, this swearing. Well, you know, it's just a little bit of a prank. Just a little bit of a prank. These lyrics could use work. So yeah, this one had a poem. A poem. The Accidental Toggle album. Stop it. You don't have one of those. So yeah, it had the spreadsheet software, so pretty cool for that reason. So the PC could use BASIC. So that means anyone can write programs for it if they wanted to like automate their workload or certain tasks, or they could just learn it as a hobby. And it spawned several different models, and then it was finally discontinued in 1993. You're the 5 millionth visitor to Amiya's. I have something like that on my NeoCity site. The secret Ami Puppin Piggy Mia. There's none. I showed you guys all my doodles. So this virus, it was a boot sector virus, and the boot sector, if you guys aren't familiar, is a section of a drive or a disk, and it has the code that's required to like start your computer and load up the OS and things like that. And so hard drives contain a boot sector, and so do floppy disks. And frequently, floppies were used to boot computers to get OSs or programs onto a computer. So if you had a computer with a floppy disk drive, and you had a floppy that wasn't intended for booting, but it was in your computer when you start up your PC, it won't start until you remove the disk, because usually the BIOS is set up to where it considers the floppy drive. It boots from the floppy drive before anything else. Don't boop Ami's nose. Oh, on the NeoCity site. Yeah, go there and boop my nose, you guys. This is deep lore. Well, this is just basic computer stuff, but it's before the BIOS, so basically the ground level of the PC, yes. So, yeah, so that's definitely happened to me before, where I was, like, doing something for school, and, like, I brought a floppy to, like, whoever I was working with at school's place. I put it in the computer, and then I started it up, and then we freaked out a little bit because it was trying to boot from that floppy, and it wouldn't start the computer. I thought I broke their computer. Lemonade, thank you for the 1 month. Congratulations, you won. You are the 999999999 visitor. Click here to claim your prize. Guys, go to my website and click there. Click my nose. Same way you can boot from CD or flash drive to prepare PC now. Yep, exactly. So it's all about where your BIOS, what your BIOS considers first. You can configure it in your BIOS like settings to make it boot from whatever you want it to boot from. So, anyway. Speaking of floppies, this particular virus was spread through floppies, and it made it so that when a user booted from an infected floppy, the virus loaded into the memory of the computer, and it would clone itself onto a new disk whenever the new disk was put into a drive. Yeah, you've been spam mode. Oh wait, I changed the nose. Yeah, the virus is on the banner where it's like you're the 1 millionth visitor. So click that, guys. It's not a real virus. Rare boots while turning on a computer. That might help you wear rubber boots. You won't get electrocuted, you know. So it wasn't an actual like sinister virus. It wasn't designed to destroy your system, like some of the other ones we're gonna talk about. It's just kind of a little prank, more of a little prank. And it would display a poem, and here's the poem. Elk Cloner, the program with a personality. It will get on all your disks It will infiltrate your chips. That doesn't rhyme. Yes, it's Cloner. It will stick to you like glue. It will modify RAM too. Send in the Cloner. Funny joke, bro. Yes, question. Yeah, you've been hacked, so don't click on it, or else you'll be hacked and it'll affect your brain. In the late 90s, early 2000s, you bought a few mail order collections of viruses and hacking programming tutorials and stuff. Whoa, Slime, you're a hacker! You're a hacker! I would have never figured. What grade would you give that poem? It's of no known structure to me, and it doesn't rhyme, so I have to give it an F. Wait, no, it's creative, so let's give it a C. Oh, I should have made the BRB screen that you guys swam. That would have been very smart. I didn't think of that though. I was working on new model stuff, you know. This kid had too much STEM and not enough language arts. Come on. Listen, it's, you know, it's very impressive that he was able to even do this and that it became as widespread as it did. So you might be wondering if it outright displays something and you know something is wrong with your system. If that's the case, then how did it manage to spread around? I don't know where the name Elk comes from. I don't think it had anything to do with like the kid's name or anything. It's a great question. Let me look it up. I don't see anything about it. No, it's not the student's initials. The student's name is Richard Skrenta. So I'm not sure. Learning coding with... Yeah, I mean, I think he coded it in assembly, I think. I don't think it was like a basic thing. Back then, you copy-paste games from one floppy to another. It just takes something to give you a bad boot to get it, I guess. Yeah, pretty much. So, so how this worked was it would... it didn't act right away. It only displayed the poem after you booted 50 times. And then it would do it every 50 boots after that. So it was just hard... It was harmless. It just displayed this little poem. And it was written in assembly. And it had 3 stages. So it would first check whether the disk was already infected. And then if it wasn't, it would infect it. And then each new disk that was put into the computer... it would infect them, and then it displays the payload whenever it boots 50 times, so pretty harmless. I know a hacker back in my high school days used to mess with teachers' computers all the time, so they told him he's not allowed to bring his computer anymore. How do you do that, like remotely? Yeah, maybe he just liked Elk's electronic learned kid. I think it's easy. Easy lick. Okay? Question mark. That's what it is. So that is a very early example of one. For Apple, surprisingly enough. You just like them. Maybe it's possible you just like the animal. Elk Cloner, I mean, it's not even colloquial. It even just like says it right on the virus, Elk Cloner. It ain't easy being cheesy. Maybe with the right peaks and pokes you could write it in BASIC, but that'd suck. Yeah, I think it's pretty much the only way to write something that's that, like... that, complex, I guess. The K stands for K, like K-A-Y. Elk are cool, I kind of agree. Amiya Aranha cute. Do they reproduce a lot? The only thing I saw is that, it was a virus in the wild. So maybe that's why it's named Elk? I don't know. Let me look. Elk. A lot. 1 calf per year, so not particularly. I never seen an elk, but I've seen like moose. Amiya Aranha. Fabricio, thanks for the 37 months, and Ohamiya to you. I know in some software development there's something called Elk Stack, so maybe it's that. Maybe. Not long ago though. Yeah, it's pretty low, so I don't think it was named for that. They're like the middle Pokemon evolution between deer and moose. Yeah, that makes sense. A little bit smaller than moose. Yeah, they're really, really huge. They're like as like tall as a bus. Okay. Let's go on to the next one, guys. Elk stacked post-stasis by about 30 years. Yeah, the thing is that this is pretty old. It's, you know, 81, so... Next we have... one, similar one, like behaves similarly, but is for the Amiga, and the Amiga of course have viruses, and this one's from 1987, so a couple of years after that one we just talked about, and similarly it infected the boot sector of the floppy disks, and it was created by the SCA, which is the Swiss Cracking Association. No, not ska, not like pick it up, not like that. They apparently did not intend this to be malicious, but they just wanted to, I don't know, just like see if they could make a virus, I guess. Amiya Aranha. They're cracked. I don't know if they cracked, I guess they cracked like software and games and stuff. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Greetings to Buckles, Ami, and Sven. Oh, you're doing a demo scene thing, and big meows to everyone else. Remember when you can run people's floppy drive from a chat room over dial-up? That would so irritate everyone. That sounds like advanced hacker stuff. Your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they didn't stop to think if they should. Yeah, I don't know why they were like, let's just try and make a virus for fun, guys. But at least it's not like, you know, disease. This virus is for lamers? No, I have one later that's for lamers. I mean, it's blocked all memories of the demo scene. No, I got it. So after booting an infected disk, it would, the virus would load into memory and it would stay there until a hard reset, like turning the system off and on again. And then it duplicated in a similar way to the Elk virus, but it was way more widespread. And apparently sharing floppies for Amiga was even more common than doing so for the Apple II, because people were sharing software and shareware and games, and so much so that it was suspected that at one point up to 40% of Amiga users had booted an infected disk at some point on their system. So that's like almost half of Amiga users ever just like had this virus. There's a virus that locks your files until you beat Toho 12 on the hardest difficulty with a certain score. That's kind of epic. By the way, I did look into PC98 viruses and I wasn't able to find anything, so... Your Amiga is pretty damn infected. I would love to have an Amiga someday. But yes, it was more widespread than the Apple II, and floppies were also much larger than Apple II floppies, so it made sharing stuff via floppy a lot more viable. 880 kilobytes versus 140 kilobytes, if you were wondering. And it didn't do anything sinister. Again, this one was just every 15th infection, it would display a message, which we can see displayed here as soon as the GIF loops. And I've seen it touted online as the first computer virus, which is obviously not true, because we just talked about an earlier one. Replace your Windows machine with a PC98. That would be cool. Okay, here we go. Something wonderful has happened. This is the message it would display. Your Amiga is alive. And, even better, some of your disks are infected by a virus. Another masterpiece of the Mega Mighty SCA. Okay, that's it. Cryostate, thank you so much for the super chat. The word homeowner contains meow in the middle. Homeowner! Good luck pronouncing it correctly from now on. This is a mind virus. Fear is the mind killer. I know, isn't that spooky? The SCA, so scary. Your Amiga is alive with digital AIDS. No, this isn't the AIDS virus. I'm talking about that in a little bit. Every time you guys mention something, I'm like, no, that's a different virus that I'm also talking about. Student Council Association. That's right, it's Buenos Amiga, new VTuber debuting with Defunct group along with Cassie. Oh, God, I want that to happen. They were 880k with the same disc as a standard PC 720k floppy. Oh, interesting. Hackers had a flair for the dramatic back then. I love it. I wish it would display like spooky messages. I wish viruses would still do that. How many people destroy their computers not knowing how to fix them? Well, this one is not like a problem. It just puts a message every 15 times you boot up, so. Alright. Next we have I love you. I love you. I love you. Remember Heartbleed? I don't. Is that a virus? Are we talking about AIDS? Actually, it's called the AIDS virus, like on the PC, but it does actually involve the real. It's a very interesting story. Dunk your $4,000 90s PC the first time you see a virus, just in case. Just throw it away. Just throw it away. Oh, a mass breach. Oh, that's scary. Heartbleed. I'll have to look into it. Yeah. System, like, database breaches are another interesting topic. Oh, I need it for my system. Your first PC was destroyed by viruses. Thankfully, my dad was, like, very, very proficient with technology, so... we didn't get too many, and if we did, usually, my dad was able to figure it out. I thought the virus was supposed to give me infinite lives, like in Restart. No, I'm sorry. This one's different. This one's very suspicious. So this is jumping forward quite a few years. This is one of the most prolific early email spread viruses, and this was in the year 2000, and it caused huge issues, and it affected millions of PCs within hours. So this one was created by Onel de Guzman, who was a student in the Philippines, and initially the spread of the virus was traced. If you were using a computer and on the internet in this time, you probably are aware of this virus, yeah. You've written Visual Basic scripts for when you didn't want a command prompt to open like Batch would have. Did you write one that does what this does, which I'm going to talk about in a sec? It feels like last week. I know. So yeah, it was made by a guy from the Philippines. And it was traced to him back then by authorities, but yeah, this one was huge. It was traced to him back then by authorities in the Philippines, but he couldn't be charged with anything at the time because in the Philippines specifically, there was no law surrounding this kind of like cyber crime. Imagine surviving Y2K, just get shrambled by a love letter. I know, it's interesting because like Y2K stuff never happened, you know, but there were plenty of viruses that were pretty devastating to like systems worldwide. The thing I can remember that comes even close recently is that thing where like I forget what caused it, but recently there's something where like every person ever's computer at work was like blue screening. You bet he makes millions now? Well, he did confirm his involvement in 2020, when you know, he was asked about it. Yeah, CrowdStrike, that's the one. So yeah, imagine you're at work and you go into your emails and you see one with the subject line, "I love you," saying I had a love letter inside. So, what do you think? You guys are gonna open it? No, it was CrowdStrike. That was just a bad update. It was nothing, you know, virus related. An empty virus definition file and made the antivirus read illegal memory. Okay, so what's sort of virus related? Is it from Ami? It's from this guy in the Philippines, I guess. Depends on the sender. I see. So, you guys forgot your cybersecurity training. Don't open it. You knew well enough to never open a VBS file. Smart buckle. Don't open it, you guys. Remember your cybersecurity training at work. So it appears to be just a harmless text file. So let's say you do open the quote-unquote text document, okay? It would immediately self-replicate, and it would immediately send itself to all of your email contacts. And it worked because the text file was not a text file, but it was in fact a Visual Basic script file, and it would overwrite images and documents, and it would hide MP3 files. And this doesn't seem that like huge of a problem, right? Like, I mean, overwriting documents and stuff is a pain, but it's not like the worst thing in the world. But the main like issue that came with this was that it immediately overwhelmed like basically like the world's internet servers, right? So email servers crashed like everywhere, and it caused a huge disruption to businesses who relied on email. That explains the .vbs. Yes, although this is not what you would see. You would not see a .vbs file because Windows at this time would hide file extensions by default. So you might get a little suspicious and be like, why does it say .txt, you know? But yeah, you wouldn't be seeing this .vbs thing. So eventually, email providers started blocking being able to send scripts. And antivirus software was able to remove the program. And then people were, of course, educated on how to handle emails in the workplace. Which is probably the reason, or part of the reason, to this day, why you have cybersecurity training at your job. If you've worked an office job, which, you know, maybe some of you guys haven't, but as a reformed OL, I can tell you that literally every single office job I have had, I had to do some kind of cybersecurity training, and it's so stupid, but people still fall for these things. It doesn't even matter if people do the training, right? The boomers, you know, at these places, they're still falling for these email scams. It's crazy. It's crazy. No amount will ever be enough. Yeah, people fall for it all the time. You might do the training and be like, this is so stupid. Like, I'm never gonna, like... Obviously, I'm not gonna do these things, you know, but... I wonder what's on this flash drive that I found in the parking lot. Wait, I would be tempted. We should just click on anything, yeah. SpiderGirlAnatomy.pdf.exe. Not the executable. You get a nice little certificate when you complete the training. What if you do it with a long-lost relative in the Congo? I guess you gotta take the risk. I don't know, browser toolbars. Oh my god. Okay, that is one thing that, when I was younger, my family's PC was inundated with. Universal media literacy or tech literacy? Can't I have both? Put down that USB. No, I would be so tempted. You got by a phishing test that was worded exactly like the boomers who have issues said. A lot of people think tech literacy is peak with millennials, zoomers, and alpha BBs don't have the same proficiency. Yeah, it's interesting. Because, you know, I feel like, you know, a lot of people don't even know about viruses in general, other than, like, you have an antivirus thing, you know, and you use it. And it prevents you from getting viruses, basically. I mean, as an electrician who's walked around offices to install stuff, people really do leave flash drives around and sticky notes with usernames. Oh, I've seen the sticky note thing. A lot of cybersecurity training in office is also really bad, doesn't teach the right stuff. That's true as well, yeah. It doesn't cover what it should. People fall for the strangest things, like a random sender claiming to be their CEO and asking to buy 10k worth of gift cards to send the codes. Yeah. Yeah. I shouldn't laugh, because it's actually, like, sad, you know, but... Windows is pretty secure these days. It really is. So I think a lot of people have not even, like, had an experience with the virus. Younger generations grew up on smartphones, or like iPads, which I don't know if there's viruses for iPads, but I kind of doubt it, right? Because they don't let you do anything like custom with an iPad. Computer circuses are well understood to me as real viruses. They're just evil and want to harm you. Computer circuses. Wait, what are you saying? What if we can use older scams pre-internet on the youth? Probably. Oh, viruses. A lot of it is Zoomers don't learn on computers anymore. It's all iPads. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's like all taken care of for you, you know. Testing the parking lot USB with the same but more dangerous energy as licking the rocks. Yeah, it's true. I do love surprises. I think that's my downfall ultimately, is that I just love surprises and surprise bags. If there's a surprise bag in a store. Well, in certain circumstances, I love, like, opening things and getting a surprise. I don't like, you know, surprise, like, basically anything else, but I like mystery. You report actual company emails because they're so poorly formatted they look like phishing. Better to be safe than sorry. It's easy to fall for stuff that catches you off guard. Yeah, sometimes it can be convincing, for sure. Definitely experienced debilitating viruses before the rise of Bitcoin miners even. Oh, I guess that is a thing that's kind of common nowadays. Requiem, thank you so much for the donation. This donation has been scanned for viruses by Buckle Shield and is safe to accept. That's exactly what a virus would say. Almost all iOS viruses are part of big money hacking attempts, and they're super targeted to the mark. Interesting. The boat, it could be anything. It could even be a boat. The box could be anything, even a boat. If you only ever use phones and tablets, you won't have needed to worry about viruses. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I wonder how You guys, if you guys watch any like maybe this is not good to say. I was gonna say if you watch any like younger VTubers, you should like make them do cybersecurity training and see how they do. I wonder if there's anything online for it. That could be the next big fad for VTubers. Alright. Did I even finish this one? I don't think I did. So yeah, this is why you have cybersecurity training, long story short. And although there were no laws to prosecute Onel de Guzman at the time, it resulted in some laws being created in the Philippines. And the guy who made it said he just wanted to steal internet login credentials. He claims that his motives were honorable, okay? He says he wanted to steal internet login credentials because he believed that the internet should be free for anyone, which I don't know, maybe he doesn't understand how like the internet works then, because like you can't log in unless you're like in proximity to the, unless you can connect to, I don't know. It doesn't exactly make sense, but you know. How to spot a merch scam seminar, ooh. Not VTubers, but artists. I've seen so many artists fall for scams. Even a friend of mine, Larry, the artist who drew Ami with the buck kitties and your banner, fell for one recently. No! That sucks. I hate that. I'll teach that lady's 5-year-old about proper practices. Maybe he means IP should be done away with? I don't know what he means. But anyway, that's what he says. That's what he says. Ask them how solving normal tech issues will be faster and you get the same answer. Maybe. I should have a seminar. So yeah, I'm not sure how hiding people's files helps with that, but apparently it did also extract login credentials. And the virus creator, he wrote his thesis, or at least he wrote a proposal for his thesis on this very subject, and then he submitted it to his university, and his university was like, that's like that's like immoral. And then they're like, we're not gonna let you write your thesis on that. It's like kind of evil, man. And then he dropped out of school. But that is the I love you virus. Press Alt F4 to get extra health in the game. I mean, that's just a little bit of a prank again, you know, it's nothing nefarious. Sorry, bubbly chug. You say immoral, I say it's a love letter. Well, that's just what, you know, that's what his school said. Wonder what he's doing now. I don't think this was the guy that helped develop antivirus stuff later. Let me look him up. The last I heard was that in 2020 he like did some kind of like an interview about it. Oh no. It's kind of like a way to share free hugs over the network. You just gotta put a sign on your face that says free hugs. So in 2020, he was working in a repair shop in Manila. I don't know what kind of repair shop. Of course it was Manila. I mean, I think that is the capital, right? Here, get free hugs. Back when malware was like, oh, you're meowed instead of just stealing your accounts. Yeah, exactly. Free hug. Free hug for you. I was trying to see what kind of repair shop it was, but I don't think it says. But yeah, he, so the BBC tracked him down. There's rumors that he moved to Germany. It was not true. On a forum dedicated to Philippine underworld, a user claimed in 2016 that the Guzman ran a mobile phone. Oh, it's a mobile phone repair shop. In the Quiapo district of Manila. In 2019, this journalist went to the area. I wrote Onel de Guzman's name on a piece of paper and showed it to shop workers at random. In hopes that someone would recognize it. We should watch only on the 1995 movie Hack or something. Ooh, is it realistic? I played a little bit of Hypnospace Outlaw on stream. I haven't finished it though. So yeah, he just went around and like showed this name to people and was like, I guess he couldn't speak Tagalog or whatever. But he found a cramped, messy stall at the back of the building, and after waiting several hours, he arrived. He admitted to creating a bug, said he was a revamped version of an earlier virus he had coded in order to steal internet access passwords. He sent it to Philippine victims initially, only who communicated in chat rooms because he only wanted to steal internet access passwords that worked in his local area. Okay, that makes sense. Hackers is the most realistic depiction of hacking ever. Oh, okay, I want to see. Okay. Yeah, let's watch it, guys. That sounds awesome. It's not realistic? Oh. But it's hella fun and worth a watch for all the hacker memes. Okay, I want to see it. I heard a buzzing. You have the I love you vibe. No, that's my stupid mic. I'm so sweaty. Hack the planet. So yeah, that's what he's up to now. He's doing cell phone repair. So apparently he sent the virus to someone in Singapore, then went out drinking with a friend, and then the first he knew of the global chaos he had unleashed was when his mother told him police were hunting a hacker in Manila. System Shock. I want to play that for Halloween spooky month. 2 Hypnospace streams actually, but the second stream doesn't have a Hypnospace Outlaw title. Oh yeah, I should fix that. And now I have that ability thanks to your helpful sheep, Gildrian. Alright. Takedown from 2000 starring Skeet Ulrich from Scream is the most realistic hacking movie. It'd be cool to see a realistic one. Bam, 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 bam. Oh yeah, let's watch a video. I totally forgot about this. Yes, Dan OOCT1 has a lot of these virus videos on his channel, so check him out.
Hello everyone, it is May 4th, 2012, and it's time for another anniversary malware video. And this time we're looking at the infamous love letter worm from the year 2000.
He's doing it to celebrate the anniversary of the virus, I guess.
12 years ago today, it began wreaking havoc and showing up all over the world, eventually causing over $5.5 billion in damage due to its somewhat destructive nature,
yeah, he has tons
and
of
also
these.
high modability. So, as you can see, it would arrive
yeah, these
on your
videos are
system
fine. I don't
as
have that many this time.
text. It would seem to be coming from a friend since it uses your Outlook contacts
and then
to
it
send
says,
itself.
I love you.
So you would probably
12
trust
years.
this.
Yeah, this video is from 12 years ago.
Was professing his or her love to you, but if you look at it, it is actually just the worm, and it's just in plain text here, not encrypted or anything. And if we change the standard Windows option to hide file extensions...
Oh wait, the video's from 13 years ago and the virus was 12 years ago, so the video now is older than the virus was when he made the video. I see what you're saying. Oh, I hate that.
by the original variant of the
I
worm.
hate that.
We have a JPEG file, screenshot from the game Free Space
Oh,
2.
shit.
We
What is
have an
happening?
MP3.
So he just put some random
Descent
stuff
one.
to see it get overwritten.
Pretty cool.
But
And then we have an HTA file, Hello World.
Hello World.
VBS script, Hello World. Just a blank VBE file. We'll delete the .text extension.
Show it the
Doesn't even-
virus.
And then I'll check the attached love letter.
So you got the
coming from
email.
me. And it's the same for all of these. So it'll email itself to all your contacts, which allowed it to spread very quickly.
You still send Buckles a
And
love
while it
letter if
does
they
that,
were a worm virus. Not by
maybe we should
email, but
disable
yes.
shared folders in Virtual PC for just a moment.
Yeah, maybe you want to do
So
that.
it doesn't overwrite all my shared folder files. That's a good idea. So anyway, as you can see,
You wouldn't
it
be
has
surprised if part of it could still infect your machine in 2025. I think it operate. Well, yeah, I don't know. That Outlook part probably wouldn't work, but
is now the worm. MP3.
I think your antivirus would probably pick up on it, maybe, right?
It just overwrote the JS file. Didn't even keep the old file extension.
So it's
Test
overwriting
VBS,
files, sent itself to all his
Just the one again.
contacts.
So
this is an
we should be
example
able
of
to
how
see
it would
that has
work.
dropped a few files. I think if you notice that you have a file called loveletterforyou.txt.vbs in your Windows system file.
But that's pretty much the extent of it. You guys can go check out some of this person's videos if you're interested. I have a couple others from him in his presentation, but Archaic virus is so old, new antivirus doesn't even register as a virus, it just walks right past. Maybe. I'd like to think that if there's like really prolific viruses like this, they'd be like, hey, this is that one virus, you know? So don't even use contacts for emails anymore. I don't know. Does anyone use Outlook? You know, outside of like... I've used it at my work, but... you know, when I worked. Okay. Next. Melissa. So this is a similar virus at my old work, you know. It's an alt email, but not to email. Interesting. So Melissa. So this is kind of similar to the I Love You virus. It's a year older, and it's more humorous. And it's called the Melissa virus, and this was in 1999. So it spread a similar rate. No Clarissa. It would spread through Microsoft Word and Outlook, and it exploited people's curiosity in a similar way that the I Love You virus did. And it would disguise itself as a document, so it would be called something like, let's see, sexy.jpg or like naked wife. And the subject would be something like, here's that thing you asked for, don't show anyone, winky face. And it would execute a macro, like a script that like automates some kind of process. And it's self-replicated, meaning it would copy itself onto Word's default template, and it would infect every new document. Clarissa only shows up when the durries. I did search to see if the I Love You virus is on the internet archive and got fanfic, and my results is /fic between I Love You and the URL website. So people are crazy. Spidergirlanatomy.png. They might disguise it as something like that. It's the thing I definitely asked for. Robustbuckle.gif. Me hiding my naked wife. Yeah. Don't execute those files. Benny Neko, thanks for the 26 months. Benny Neko.exe is encountered a serious error on must-send member milestone chat. The application will continue to lurk in the background. You guys are being so creative with these today. Oh, furries. I was so confused. Yes, it's true. The furries, aka Sonic. So, yeah, it would execute this macro, and then it would infect every new document, and it would send itself to the first 50 contacts in the Outlook address book. So again, it would crash email servers because of this. And then there was a second payload of the virus that would put a Simpsons quote into all open Word documents. And the quote was, let's see if you guys can tell what episode it's from. 22 points, plus triple word score, plus 50 points for using all my letters. Game's over. I'm out of here. When I tell you that Simpsons was such a cultural touchstone in the 90s, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. You know the Simpsons. Bart the Genius, that's right, Nocturnal Donut. It's from the episode Bart the Genius. So in total, it had a whole mania named after it. Yeah, Bart Mania. Just kidding, I don't remember what it's called. Kujibo. That was the word. I think that was used somewhere in this virus too. Missed opportunity to quote, the children need to learn about tech war sometime. I want to play tech war. Bojangles, Kojimbo. The Simpsons staff used to read old BBS posts discussing the show, and it helped them steer future episodes. Oh, that's kind of cool. So yeah, in total, around 1 million accounts were affected, and its initial spread was caused by the programmer David Smith. He hacked an AOL account, or hijacked. I don't know if he hacked it, but and then he posted a file on a news group called alt.sex that would promise free passwords to adult material websites. So the guy who created it named it after a stripper he apparently knew. Everything about this virus is incredibly sus, but and then it was investigated, and he was found, and he was arrested, and he was put in prison for 20 months, and he was fined $5,000. The classic blunder. The short news groups are the real classics. It's very greasy, very greasy. This is the guy who created the sexy bot accounts. I have another video for this one if you guys want to see, but this is probably the spiciest stream you ever did, and we had a weird sus moments in the past. No, it's not. It's fine.
Hello, everyone.
We're all adults here. I can say this stuff. It's educational.
Known as Melissa. this worm is actually a hybrid macro-virus and email worm.
This video is a lot
It
shorter,
encrypts Word
so.
documents and also spreads via Outlook to your.
Originally named
the
Melissa,
first
but the
50
S is a dollar
contacts you
sign
have
in both L's.
So go ahead and open it. This is how it would arrive on your system.
I wonder what Melissa thought of that. Maybe that's just a story though.
Which one exactly? Something to do with sex, I'm sure, since this is a list of supposed porn sites and usernames and passwords. They probably don't work anymore. But
yeah, has
now
anyone
your
tracked down
machine has been
Melissa?
infected. So if we go ahead and look
Hybrid
at
macro
in our Outlook window, you can see that we have emails sent to our contacts. Here's the document you asked for. Don't show anyone else.
Don't show
Apparently
anyone.
it is an important message from me. And Melissa was able to pretty severely clog email servers. I'm pretty sure it brought down a few companies' internal email servers like Microsoft's. I'm not sure if it was Microsoft, but I know a few companies did have their email servers brought down. But that is not all it does. Go ahead and
what else does it
change
do?
the time.
Oh, right.
Make it the 8th. And if we put it on the 8th minute here.
This one, it has to be a certain. Your date has to match the minute. The day has to match the minute on the clock for this to happen. For the Simpsons quote to go in.
Plus triple word score,
Which is
plus
just
50 points
so
for using all
silly.
my letters. Game's over. I'm out of here. Which is a quote from The Simpsons, specifically. I don't remember which episode.
This guy, he's like showing off the virus, but he just sounds so done with everything. Bill Gates Games emailing causing Microsoft to crash for the day. I think something like that happened, you know. I mean, not Bill Gates specifically, but what is this video? 52 most satisfying. Most satisfying what? What is this? I feel so. Should I click it? I'm just kidding, guys. We're gonna get virus. Do not. No, it's gonna mess up all my algorithms. Don't fall for the clickbait. I'm just kidding. It's about fidget toys, most satisfying fidget toys. It's like a surprise. Okay. So yeah, that's the end of the Melissa virus. Do not. Why? Why? I want to know about fidget spinners. That really would be a hot mail. Oh. Stop clicking, stop. I didn't click anything. It was just a theoretical, you know. Bow, 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 bow. Fidget spinners are considered retro now? There's no way. What are those, like 10 years old? You'd be plunged straight into the abyss of YouTube Kids and Elsa. Oh, my freaking stool just went. Infamous hacker Chinese, yes. This is the code red virus, you guys. This is 2001, and finally we have one that works a little bit differently than ones of the same era. It exploits a buffer overflow vulnerability that existed at the time on Microsoft IIS servers, which are the servers that hosted various websites. It's Microsoft's web server, basically. And it would listen for incoming. They would listen for incoming requests, and then based on those requests, they would deliver you websites or files or whatever. So a buffer overflow occurs when a program writes more data to a buffer, which is a temporary storage area, than it's allocated. So when this happens, it overflows into other memory locations, and it causes issues for the data that's in those locations. One of the many exploits for IIS that are yet to come. Yeah, I guess probably it is very vulnerable to this kind of issues. I'm not sure if it's just the buffer overflow stuff or whatever, but so it would exploit this overflow, and it would input the letter N over and over and over, and then the worm would execute code so that it would self-replicate and scan for other vulnerable servers. And then it would deface websites saying the message that you see in the picture, welcome to blah blah blah.com, hacked by Chinese. And eventually, overall, over 300,000 servers ended up being infected, and Microsoft had to patch the issue, of course, in their servers. And to this day, nobody knows who made it, but it was discovered by two folks at a cybersecurity company who named it Code Red because they were drinking Mountain Dew Code Red. I told you guys Mountain Dew would be involved. The worm, well, it didn't win, you know, in the end. My succulent, I'm just enjoying a succulent Chinese website. It's hacked and all. I just didn't think it'd be Chinese. Those nerds. It's just Google Chrome, but in Chinese. No, it's not in Chinese at all. And I don't know that it was actually, you know, I don't know. We don't know who made this. So was it hacked by Chinese people? We don't know. But there was, so they examined the code, the Mountain Dew guys, and then when they looked, they found out that it contained a program to execute a denial of service attack, which you guys are probably familiar with those. Denial of service attack, or the more common one that's used nowadays is DDoS, which is, what does the other D stand for? What is it? You drank that one when you were younger and got a horrible headache? Oh, I wonder if that's what caused it. Distributed denial of service attack, thank you. Disturbed. IIS was absolutely dreadful. I never understood why so many companies used it over Apache. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they got a deal because it's Microsoft or whatever. I don't know. Distributed denial of service attack. This is just a denial of service attack. So it was going to execute that attack on the White House website on a specific date, which is why the government was able to circumvent this happening to the website. They were given a warning by the Mountain Dew drinkers. It was probably the Red 40 who saw her. Get down with the sickness. DDoS attack is orchestrated by a vast global network of sleeper machines. I think it has a name, but I forget. The internet. Just kidding. IIS plays better with Windows Server, so if you're doing on Windows, most people just picked it, yeah. It was bundled with Windows Server, that's what I assumed. Versions, and Linux scares the unskilled sysadmin. That'd be cool if it went off. It would have been interesting, I guess. This is the most American story ever. Except for the, you know, hacked by Chinese part, but... You guess IIS was the only way to script some Windows Server functionality into the pages. Yeah, it probably worked in tandem with Microsoft's other stuff. Thank God it don't got Red 21 in it. What would we do? What is Red 21? So this is a similar virus actually to the older Morris worm, which I'm not talking about today, but it was in 1988, and that also spread through the internet. But of course, in 1988, the internet was much less prevalent, widespread at the time. So it ended up infecting about 10% of the internet users at that time. And the man who made it, his name was Robert Morris. He was convicted for cybercrime, and he was the first person to have been convicted for such. So connected to a cool historical virus as well. Cryosite, thank you so much for the super chat. Good night, Ami. Good night, Buckles. Good night, Cryosite. Thanks for coming. 10% in the internet is pretty wild. Yeah, but it was in 1988, right? So you're writing pages in ASP, you need IIS. My name is Ami and I understand these words. I understand IIS. Or I don't remember what it stands for, but I know what it is. 10% of all computer nerds, 10 entire websites out of 100. You're lucky he got arrested for the cybercrime before he made the top robot team lose their minds. He could have... Oh yeah! I forgot to show you guys this. It's the... Well, I didn't forget to show you guys. It's been on the screen the whole time, but... This is the Morris one. This is in the Computer History Museum. The virus is on that floppy. Contains complete source code of the Morris Internet Worm program. This tiny 99-line program brought large pieces of the internet to a standstill on November 2nd, 1988. The worm was the first of many intrusive programs that used the internet to spread. Isn't that cool? A very first, internet virus. Morris's dad was an NSA cryptographer. Really? Huh. That's very fascinating, actually. I didn't look as much into that one, so I wasn't aware of that connection, because I only looked at it tangentially as it was related to the Code Red virus. But pretty neat stuff. Cybercriminal is a real thing. I thought it was just a training video of a dude in the hood plus... No, there are real cybercriminals and people have been convicted of it. Don't put that floppy in your PC. Next we have another Amiga virus. We got the lamer Exterminator. I feel like I'm going quick. How many do I have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's only 5 viruses left. That's kind of crazy. This one is a bit of a long-winded explanation also. Lamers deserve it. They do get wrecked, lamers. After I accidentally get a virus? I don't think so. I was a little bit scared when I was preparing this though, because at one point my computer just turned off and then it wouldn't turn back on, but then it turned back on. A book series you read has to do with how the future internet is fully overrun with self-replicating viruses and antiviruses warring it out. Like 50% of emails just don't make it. Instead it's just bots, a bunch of bots. Is there a short hacking game? Ooh, I would love to try a hacking game. No, you guys are not gonna get exterminated. You guys are not lamers, you are... What's the opposite of a lamer? A buckle. You guys are buckles. A variation on the internet theory. Sounds like it. Leaked. You guys are leaked. Okay, so... earlier we talked about the SCA virus, which was a virus designed for the Amiga. And that was mostly harmless. It just displayed like a silly message every so often. But then, just a year after that, came a similar virus, but it was much more sinister. And this one was actually intended to be malicious and to corrupt data and to hurt people's systems. And it was one of the first viruses that encrypted itself to avoid detection. So, for that reason, there's not much of an image to show of what it does. So I have an image of Lamer Exterminator 1, the sequel to Lamer Exterminator. Which was from a year later instead. So by the way, if you guys aren't familiar with the term lamer, we covered it a bit in my demo scene presentation, but it's basically, you know, it's basically like noob, but for people who are on Amiga. So similar to the SCA virus, this overwrote the floppy boot sector, and it stayed in RAM again after a soft reset, and it hid itself well within a few different encryption methods. I will describe one of them because the other ones are kind of above my head, but the first one and the simplest one was the XOR encryption, which encrypts the binary and it changes each byte. So based on a key, basically. So if you guys don't know how binary works, 0 represents off and 1 represents on. So that's why when you see, by the way, for example, a power button, this symbol, it's actually representing binary. It's a 1 and a 0. Is it called Lamer Exterminator 1 because the guy uses 0 index counting? I don't know. I guess so. The first one's 0. Do kids today even understand the difference between a noob and a noob? I don't know that I do. So yes. That's why, if you guys never knew that fun fact, it kind of blew my mind when I learned it, but there are 10 kinds of people in this world, people who can read binary and those who can't. Ay. That's what that symbol is, yeah. I've been looking at that symbol for so long and never put that together. I feel like most people don't put it together, you know? It's not something you can just intuit, but that's what it means. So, noob, affectionate, and noob door. Oh, okay. Extreme Nord voice, that's the standby icon. The power icon is the one entirely with it. Okay, whatever. You never even question the power button symbol. You're like, yep, that's just the thing that represents being on or off. So yeah, that's the explanation of the power button. Anyway, in the case of XOR encryption, you have a byte. So let's say 10101010. I don't know if this is a byte or if this is longer than a byte. I don't know. I'm just trying to use it to explain to you guys how it works. And then you have a key, and the key is 10001000. So the key is used as a kind of like a code to convert the original byte. So if we look at the 1 of the original byte, and in that spot on the key, there's also a 1. So the XOR conversion rules dictate that this combination will become a 0. So the new number is going to be a 0. The new code based on that and these other conversion rules is going to be 001 00010. Does that make sense to you guys? I had to like do a lot of research and like Googling to figure out, you know, to figure out exactly what the deal was and what it meant. But I was able to understand it. Can you bite us? Help me get it? It's not that kind of... No. Yes, no. You understand? Yeah, encryption is a difficult subject. Sounds right to you. Basically, let's say you have... How can I explain this? Some of you guys understand it. That's good. I don't feel like I feel like I explained it well, but it is hard to understand. Oh, this is a good way. Niels, thank you. Match up the digits of two binary numbers. If a digit is different, the result is 1 there. If they're equal, it's a 0 there. So if you're comparing, if your key is a 1 and the original byte is a 1, that becomes a 0. If your key is a 1 and the original byte is a 0, then that becomes a 1, basically. Flipping to byte 0, 1, acting like a mask to change 1s to 0s. So that's a bit of an easier way to understand it. And or will result in 1 if either value is true, 0 or 1, 1, 0, 1 or 0, 0 or 1, exclusive or will only result in 1 if one of the values is 1. God. You remember from learning logic gates and stuff years ago? It's pretty interesting stuff, encryption, and it took me a while to understand it, so... You can also interpret XOR as addition, but keeping only whether the result is even or odd. So if you add 1 to 1, that's an even number, so it becomes 0. Is 0 an even number? If you add 1 to 0, that's... Okay. I see. That actually makes sense. So if it's even, it's 0, and if it's odd, it's 1. When you compare it to the key. So basically, to decrypt it, you need this key. So if I had, a byte and this was my key, you guys, and I gave you this, you guys would need to either get this key to decrypt it back to this, or you would need to figure out what the key is somehow. Which apparently takes 322 tries in terms of brute forcing. So there's a way to brute force, the encryption of this. But this wasn't the only way that it was encrypted. So there was other more complex encryption used. But I thought this one would be the simplest to explain. So hopefully you guys understand. I'm sorry if you don't. It's hard to explain. It was hard for me to understand too. Minecraft Redstone cardboard box presentation. I mean, that's like binary, right? So this means to identify it was even on your system, you would need to decrypt it using brute force, which would take many attempts. With all 3 encryption methods, it would take over 60,000 attempts, which would take a long time, in old CPU time. Because remember, you have to like... It's a process that's occurring, this decryption, and processors were not that powerful back then, so... The main goal of the encryption of viruses like this is to make it more difficult to detect. Yes, exactly. I don't think so, because Redstone has varying levels of signal. I'm gonna make something in Redstone. That sounds cool. 60,000 is not too bad. It doesn't seem too bad, but, back in, 89 or whatever, that would have taken a long time to even detect, what else? So what it actually did, it would overwrite media blocks, which are data storage units, 85 times, and it would overwrite them with the word lamer, which would irreversibly corrupt your system. And again, this one spread through floppies, and it resulted in early virus detection tools being developed for the Amiga, and it was one of the first viruses to use encryption in this way, which can be used to add a slight amount of analog signaling to a circuit. Oh, Redstone. Redstone is mostly binary, but there are different signal levels. I see. Stand back. I mean, let me use my white Balmitis Pentium processing. Is that good? Is that like an i2? Encryption implies you can also decrypt it if it's just one way that's hashing useful for checksums. Well, you can decrypt it. It just takes a lot of, takes a lot of processing power. Pretty rude, right? The Amiga had it rough back then. Yeah, the Amiga... There was a lot of file sharing, a lot of illicit file sharing specifically going on for the Amiga. What's that sound, Adi? Is my mic buzzing? Is this why stuff in Minecraft is called redstone? Is that why it's called redstone? I don't know why it's called redstone. Brute forcing is trying to figure out which of the two values for each bit is correct, so the bigger amounts of bits you have, exponentially bigger the amount of time you'll need. Yeah. The key should be in the program that runs the payload, so it's tough to catch it until it's too late. It's red and you get it from a stone. Some audio started playing on another tab and you didn't know. Silly. Just because it's red, okay. There's no like cool reason for it. I never made any cool redstone devices. I wonder if I could wrap my head around it now that I know a little bit more about this sort of stuff, but... So yeah, it was one of the first viruses to use encryption to hide itself in this way. But you can program stuff with it? Yeah, no, you can't. Well, yeah, you can program stuff like within Minecraft. I think someone made Doom on it. You made some doors open. Oh yeah, I can do like attach a switch to things, but other than that, I didn't make any like complex stuff. People use it for some crazy stuff, yeah. You should make a virus in Minecraft. I wonder if anyone's done that. A redstone virus. Diabolical. Alright, let's move on to the AIDS Trojan. This, you guys strap yourselves in. Okay, because this is a freaking wild ride. Herobrine. Herobrine virus. Viruses like this where tons of regular computer users will be walled. Yeah, exactly. You wouldn't know what to do. Microsoft is using Redstone to make Windows 11 work. That's basically mob griefing, overloading the server with mobs so it crashes. I guess you could, yeah. Free diamonds. They don't name viruses like they used to. Well, this was named for a good reason. It wasn't just named AIDS because they were like, haha, funny word. Strap yourselves in, you guys. Okay, are you ready? Hold on, let me take a sip. Okay. So, a very particularly sinister virus, as you can see by the name. This first emerged in 1989 and is the first known ransomware attack. And it's also a Trojan horse, and it manifested on the DOS OS. With these titles, you wonder if you'll be able to post them. I mean, AIDS is just a word other than like being a disease, so I think you'll be fine. So this was inexplicably created by an evolutionary biologist, which we'll talk about more about this guy in a little bit. But what makes this a Trojan horse is kind of hinted to in the name. So you're probably all familiar with HIV and AIDS. It's acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. It's a disease. It has no cure, and it's spread through blood. It's spread through sexual activity, contact, among a few other things. And so what is sinister about this is that it was spread by sending out what was presented as, or sort of touted as a AIDS information introductory diskette. So supposedly it was supposed to contain a survey to assess a person's risk of getting AIDS. So he mailed 20,000 of these discs out to AIDS researchers and professionals. And it had a delayed payload, so it only executed after the infected system booted 90 times. And it made files on the C drive unusable by encrypting them using a substitution cipher, basically just replacing the names with altered text. And then after this, it would display the message you see on the screen here. So it says, "Dear customer, it is time to pay for your software." Hold on, I gotta make it bigger. It's time to pay for your software lease from PC Cyborg Corporation. Complete the invoice and attach payment for the lease option of your choice. If you don't use the printed invoice, then be sure to refer to the important reference numbers below in all correspondence. In return, you will receive a renewal software package with easy-to-follow complete instructions and an automatic self-installing diskette that anyone can apply in minutes. Here's the reference number. The price of 365 user applications is US dollars 189. The price of a lease for a lifetime of your hard disk is $378. You must enclose a banker's draft, cashier's check, or international money order payable to PC Cyborg Corporation for the full amount of $189 or $378 with your order. Include your name, company address, city, state, country, zip, postal code, zipper postal code and mail your order to PC Cyborg Corporation, PO Box 871744, Panama 7, Panama. At least the author made it easy to track them down. Well, they're not actually in Panama. Spoiler alert. This is how you know it's made by professional hackers, cold-hearted. It's actually not made by a professional hacker. It's very, very fascinating who made this. That's the second part of the story that is freaking insanely... Oh my god, this stool. Every time I move, it goes... So yeah, I have more information about the guy who made it. That's the second half of the story, which is, like, insane. So, yeah, he would display the message and said, hey, if you want to get the software that will get this off your system, you gotta send some money to this PO box in Panama. You sound you heard that? Sound like a baby. I know. Let's see if I can. No, my normal chair is definitely not dry. I like soaked it in detergent. Creaking even more than usual chair. I just wanna... There it goes. I just wanna spin back and forth. Without consequence. My Mac's okay. That's a brutal way to ensure people pay for your program, truly. And keep in mind, you guys, that this was not just any user. This was not just random people. He sent this to AIDS researchers who were doing, like, important research, obviously, for AIDS, which was a big problem at the time. So, yeah, basically, he was like, send money to this PO box in Panama, basically. So eventually, there was decryption tools which were made available to remove the virus. And the person who made it, his name is Dr. Joseph Pop. He was arrested and he was charged with 11 counts of blackmail. And he ended up being arrested in the UK because that's where he sent the diskettes from. Because doctor, yes, he was he's a evolutionary biologist, and he is Harvard educated. Makes him a bigger a-hole than other virus makers, definitely. This guy sucks. He sucks. But yeah, he sent out the diskettes in the UK because there wasn't any, like, cybercrime laws in the UK at the time. But they did manage to get him for blackmail. But there's more to the story. So, he stated that the money was he was going to get from the ransomware attack. He said that he was going to use that towards AIDS research, even though, you know, he was kind of halting AIDS research by holding these computers hostage, but I digress. Also, I looked into whether or not he had an issue with, like, AIDS research or, like, people who had AIDS in general, you know, but it seems like that wasn't the case. He had actually organized a conference in the global AIDS program the same year the virus was spread. Many people are on the wrong side of the war against AIDS. This guy's crazy. This guy's crazy. Sending it to AIDS research on the side of AIDS. Yeah, it's crazy. It's awful. So, yeah. He never actually went to prison, even though he was charged with 11 counts of blackmail. And the reason he never went to prison was because he was considered not fit to stand trial. And the reason he was considered not fit to stand trial was because he went to court, and when he went to court, he would put curlers in his beard, and he would put condoms on his nose. And he said that this was to stave off radiation. He didn't want radiation to get into his head. Do you think he was like, these researchers aren't doing now, I'll send the money to some real scientists? I don't think so. I think this guy's unhinged. So he did this to try and show that he was mentally unfit, which is obviously... I think he was not, you know... I think he was not mentally unfit. But that's not even the craziest part. Oh, and then later on he escalated to wearing cardboard boxes on his head to stave off the radiation. And how did that even work? Well, it did work. The judge ruled in his favor that he was mentally unfit to stand trial. And what did they do? What do you guys think they did to treat his mental unfitness, you know? What do you think they did? They sent him home. Cardboard doesn't do that fake crazy person. Yeah, he was definitely faking. They sent him home. Ginger ale. They sent him home. He didn't get punished. Not house arrest, nothing. Nothing happened to him. So, yeah. Thankfully, I was unable to find any, like, court images of him doing these things. Oh, and you guys want to know the encryption key for the virus? Dr. Joseph Louis Andrew Pop Jr. This freaking idiot made the encryption key his name. So full of himself. Piece of work. UK courts, so no cameras allowed. Oh, is that it? Oh yeah, question. For real, here they got put in a psych unit, so he should have been locked up in a fight. That's, you know, usually what would happen, but not in this case. Unexpected that the defense was that effective. I don't understand. Obviously, he's, you know. Did he get his ransom money? So I looked into whether he had actually, whether this was like a real PO box and whether he actually had access to this PO box. I would assume he did. But I couldn't find any info on that. So as to whether he got the money, he ended up getting the money or not, I have no idea. If it wasn't such an evil thing to do, this would be the funniest hacking story ever. Still pretty. It's interesting. We can say that, you know. Maybe it had something to do with him getting caught. Maybe. Yeah, maybe that could be why how he got caught in the end. This is in the UK. He sent them from the UK, so he got like tried in the UK. I think he's from the US though. If nobody got the money, well, hopefully no one sent any money. Just like immediately called the cops. Did the judge even understand the nature of the crime? I mean, I doubt it. At that time, I mean, it was 1989, right? So, yeah, he ended up dying in 2006. This is before most people knew all types could get the virus. The judge probably thought he was fighting the good. I see. No, I think I don't know. I don't know what the situation is, but it's not a great story, but it got resolved in the end, I guess. So, anyway. He is a very strange individual, this Dr. Pop guy, and the strangeness does not end with this computer virus, so you guys should, you know, Google it. Look it up, it's kind of interesting. Why is it called the AIDS Trojan? That sounds so messed up. I just like, okay, I'm not trying to be sassy, but I did just spend like 20 minutes talking about it. So you might have to go back and watch. What's a computer? Sounds guilty to me. Explain to a woman that someone put a padlock on your front door and the guy who put it on won't give the key until I pay him. You put a padlock on your, like, I don't know. Yeah, I guess that. Most judges today don't understand computers, much less in 1989. I guess it's probably still true, yeah. I heard he also stole a little-known film reel. He's responsible for the disappearance of Gogola! Roll back the tape. I can't explain it again, sadly, so... Put a padlock on your door and swapped all your furniture for random thrift finds. I don't know about... Yeah, I guess because it, like, messed with your files. Anyway, on to the next one. Nvir. 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 I don't know how you say it. But we're gonna step away from DOS, we're gonna step away from Windows for a minute. We have a 1987 Macintosh virus. Stop! My freaking stool, this is so embarrassing. I don't like this. I don't like this. Like the Deus Ex chair screeching on the floor. I'm so embarrassed. Hi. Can't even hear most of them? Okay, it's just so embarrassing. Gotta get that buckle beanbag. Oh, that'd be so comfy right now. The stool is not happy. I don't know how to explain. I'll have to draw this later. To show you guys exactly what it looks like for me sitting on this. I will not stop swinging. You heard everything? I mean, it's... I react every time, so... That's the embarrassing part, I guess. Anyway, Macintosh virus, one of the first ones. It originated in the US. The creator of this virus is unknown. And it would infect different Macintosh applications. It would alter the system files. And it was just generally very annoying because of one particular aspect. And this was that it would make your Mac talk. If you had Macintalk, it would say, don't panic. If you didn't have this, it would just randomly beep. So, I have a video here to show you what Macintalk sounded like, so you can see just how horrifying it would be to randomly hear your computer be like, don't panic. Don't panic!
My name is Ben, and this is a better voice test on this emulation using Inquire.
My name is Boris, and this is a better voice test on this emulation using Inquire.
It's freaky, right? Imagine your computer going, go panic! No, I can't do it, but...
My name is Brenda, and this is a better voice test on this emulation using Inquire.
My name is Burial.
My
It would have
name
been
is
scary,
Meryl,
right?
and this is a better voice test on this emulation
Tomodachi life kind of
using Inquire.
voices. Yeah, this is diabolical. It's very scary. I would be
My name is
horrified.
Marvin, and this is a better voice test on this emulation.
Anyway, that's that gives you the gist of it. It read your profile name and talked at you. People would put a fist through the screen. Yeah, that would be so scary. Oh my god, that's a good Jimbo move right there. Old voice synth was not very natural sounding. Yeah, my experience with that is Microsoft Sam. This is how people think V2's real voices sound like. They're demons in my PC. I think all these voices are still in Macs under the speak command line tool. Oh, that's pretty cool. So that's what it would sound like when it said don't panic. We move past voice synth. I like the voice synth. I do it by taking my clenched hand, vibrating. Oh, let me see. Let me try. Microsoft. I can't do it. I am Microsoft Sam. I know the whisper voice synth on Mac is used in Serial Experiments Lane. Oh, freaky. Really? I don't like that. I don't like that. Anyway, that's what it would sound like. And this was another payload type virus that it counted down before executing instead of, counting up. So, for example, the counter would start at 1,000. And then each time the system is rebooted, it would decrease by 1. And each time an application was launched, it would decrease by 2. And as soon as it went to 0, that's when it would say don't panic and the like. And sometimes it would cause system crashes and application failures. And the outbreaks were apparently really bad at a specific point, at specific universities. And some software shipped to customers had the virus already in it. So, for example, the company Quantum Leap Technologies, who spread it unknowingly in their QuickTime Mega-ROM software package. And other examples include the University of Michigan selling distribution disks that were infected. The American Vacuum Society released the CD-ROM of the Journal of Vacuum Science and Technology, which was infected. And the book on HyperCard that included a disk was infected as well. To name just a few. There's more than that, though. On a modern Mac, open a terminal and use the say command like say hello. I wish I had one to test. I also have to start by saying arbiter. Arbiter. You think of Arby and the chef? The chief. Oh my god, I thought you meant like a chef as someone who makes like Arby's burgers. It would secretly spread itself to floppies you inserted before it revealed itself. Yes. Yeah, that's what the payload is for. I am Microsoft Sam. I know it's a real science thing, but Journal of Vacuums is funny. Yeah, they mean like space vacuums, not like vacuum cleaners. So I thought that first too. I was like, man, vacuums are serious business. But no, it's like the kind of... It's like the kind that, like, the thing with no air in it.
Don't be fooled by the vacuums.
You can get Siri to sing if you say, I see a little silhouette of a man, and then she says, Scaramouche, Scaramouche. So I have a video of a little news report at the time. So you can take a look at that, about this virus.
Macintosh computers have also suffered from a virus. This one is called the Nvir.
Everything got minimized.
Saw all the patient billing records erased yesterday at a Burbank doctor's office. Experts say the virus was spread to this computer.
I'll put it back a little bit.
Macintosh saw all the patient billing records erased yesterday at Burbank doctor's office. Experts say the virus was spread to this computer over phone lines. So
No!
what happens now?
We are
Not
going to have
phone
to go back
lines.
to June 27th when we
Because they have to go back to
went
June
off of our other
27th.
billing system, and we stockpile every patient. This is what we call a super bill when a patient walks in. We are going to have to go back from June 27th on to repost.
I love her fit, by the way.
It's totally lost. It's gone.
I love her
Computer experts say
outfit.
all of this hype over the Friday the 13th virus attack is just that, hype. And judging from the small number of PCs that have succumbed to the virus, they're probably correct.
Well, okay, well, I think it was a problem, so... Whatever, dude. Whatever, newsman. That's how you used to get pizza. Used to. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Remember to back up your data so you can restore in case of a disaster. Back up regularly. Mommy's hag fashion. What? It's a nice, cool dress. It's nice. It's really nice. It fits her figure so nicely. Look how it pulls her in at the waist. Look at the shoulder pads. And look how well it's tailored. It's just hype moments in Aura even back then. What about staying regular? Don't do that. Yeah, back up. Don't get backed up. Stay regular. Do the opposite of that for your body. It's nice, right? It's Amiya coded. You don't. What do you mean? She looks gorgeous. Any other cool styles in this video? Yeah, that would be a great little doodle to do. Just her outfit. I like it. Alright. The varying stripe patterns would confuse any predatory cats quite well. She's smart. See? Would it look good on a big guy though? I don't know. You have to ask that one guy who I linked yesterday. If it was lower contrast. Oh, like maybe like a pastel blue or something. Looks like a morning gown and not a hospital uniform though. She's just a receptionist. She's just wearing clothes, I'm pretty sure. Send that guy this video. Send it. Send it. We need to know. Do some research. Come on, you sip. Ooh, the Greek flag. What, it's the same colors? That's a very deep blue. Strong colors used to be a thing. I like strong colors, personally. Bright colors. Oh, sorry, that was my mic arm. My... You could wear that on me. I could pull it off, maybe. Yeah, HyperCard. So, how dare they target my beloved HyperCards? Yeah, I can't believe this would infect your PC with a virus. Not really, though. You know, remember that you are an idiot virus? The you are an idiot is not actually like a virus. It's just kind of a thing that says you are an idiot on your desktop. So I didn't cover that today, but I do love that one. You are an idiot. But it's not like a virus in the traditional sense of the word. So if you guys are familiar with HyperCard, it's a software app and a development tool for Mac computers, and it was very easy to use. People can make all kinds of different games and art projects and little zines and like educational stuff. The list goes on. There's in fact a website that hosts some that you can look at. Also, some are hosted on archive.org as well. And I have a VOD looking at HyperCards, and also a stream where we played some early Cyan games like Manhole that were made using HyperCard. Cyan is the developer of Myst, so check out those VODs if you're interested. So these HyperCard viruses would work by infecting the home stack. So it would load whenever HyperCard was opened, and then they would self-replicate. So some of these were harmless, you know, relatively. For example, you have one called HC9507. The Cyan Game Stream was a classic. I loved that so much. The storybooks. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The HC9507. So it would type the word pickle whenever you put your cursor in. And wherever you put your cursor in, rather. So as soon as you click on something to type something, it would put pickle. That's what it did. And sometimes it crashed your system depending on your system date and clock. Apparently that was the second part of this, but mostly it just said pickle. A good stream to see Ami's motherly instinct kicked. I don't know what happened during that stream, but yeah, I felt so sentimental. But you don't like pickles? Well, me either, but you're gonna have to have it. You're gonna have to. So there's a very prevalent one. The first documented one was called Merry Christmas, which would, when infected stack is opened, it would copy itself to the home stack and it would spread to every other stack opened. It's really all it did. Except that there was an error in the code that sometimes caused HyperCard to quit. Not to crash, just to quit. It just closed the HyperCard. To contend with Merry Christmas, there was another virus called Antibody, which was developed meant to get rid of the Merry Christmas virus. But all it does is just replace the Merry Christmas virus. It self-propagates. And it doesn't make itself known to the user, so technically still considered a virus, but then I guess it gets rid of this like code error that would make HyperCard close sometimes, so probably helpful. And then there's one called Independence Day. This was supposed to delete code like of HyperStack or HyperCard after the date July 4th, 1997, which is, I guess, that's Independence Day. I guess that's Independence Day. But it didn't end up working, and apparently instead it had a script error as soon as you tried to execute it. So it would just give you an error, and then and then nothing bad would happen. Did it delete aliens? I hope not. Can't believe it was raised to be a quitter. Well, it was a mistake. It was a mistake. There's also one called Blink, which installs itself to background scripts of a stack. And after January 1st, 1999, it would cause the infected stacks to blink once every second. And it would do this by hiding and reopening the card window. So pretty annoying, but not like destructive. None of these things were particularly... They stole! None of these things... Oh my god. I hate this thing so much. I can't wait till my chair is dry. None of these things were particularly destructive that I could find. Man. Let me stole. I don't like this. How'd you lose your chair again? One of my kitties freaking coughed up a fur ball on it, so now it's like I have it like soaking in detergent, and so it's wet, so I don't want to sit on it. So I'm using, yeah, it's icky. Stolkun, hang in there, please don't break. I wouldn't recover ever. Alright, next, we have just this and one more, guys. Need more stool streams, they're great content, please no. We're not judging you for the squeaky stool. Be sure to get all the detergent out before you use it again. Yeah. I'll be fine. I'll probably even like you know, put a towel or whatever on it for the first couple uses. But think of the content. I don't want it. I also, it's not comfortable. My butt's hanging off. As long as you don't say watch this or read it in a comment, you should be fine. Oh god. Oh god. Anyway, so this is a fairly unique one for the Mac as well. And a piece of malware that was designed to overwrite data files, and it first spread in Hong Kong. And it's a self-executing virus. You include the butt hanging schematic. It's funny it's squeaking only because you're freaking out about it. It's not a big deal. It is to me, I'm embarrassed. Anyway. Self-executing virus. So, how it works is through QuickTime. People did used to say that Macs don't give viruses, and I was always like, okay, I feel like, how is that possible? Yeah, people did say that. They're like, that's why Mac's better than Windows, because they can't get viruses. It's literally not true. Yeah, this virus propagated through QuickTime. So, QuickTime is an application. You could play videos and audio. Very widespread, actually, and it was eventually discontinued in 2016. If you installed pretty much any kind of game before that time, there's a pretty good chance that it would install QuickTime alongside it to play cutscenes or to play audio or, to do menus, anything like that. At the time, QuickTime had a feature called Auto Start, which how it worked is when you put a CD-ROM in the system, it would start the programs immediately, automatically. It's like how Linux doesn't get viruses, small market share, so less people write viruses for them. Yeah, pretty much. And there was a lot of viruses when they were more prevalent, so... So this was a feature that was later made disableable, but initially it wasn't. You could not turn this off, so everything would auto-start. It could spread in any disk volume, which included floppies, any HFS or HFS plus disk volume. So this included floppies, it included magneto, optical disks, and CDs, and hard disks, and even disk image files. And when the disk that's infected is mounted, it launches and copies itself, and it restarts the computer. It reloads into memory, and it runs as a background application. And then from there, it would run every 30 minutes. And what it would do when it's running is it examines all of your mounted volumes, and it would make sure to infect them all of them. QuickTime now lets a callback of a program on the old iBook laptops. Yeah, it was on Windows too. Magneto, first time I heard those was in Resident Evil. I don't know if that's how you say it. Magneto. Magneto, master of magnetism. So yeah, it would overwrite any files that ended in data, any file extensions that ended in data, COD, CSA, or DAT files over a certain size, and it would overwrite the first megabyte or so of data, which is junk code. And then, or not even code, just trash characters. And the files aren't necessarily necessary for the system to function. They're more like user data and configuration files and stuff like that. Because it would attempt to infect any amount of volumes, it was spread by people sharing removable media. So this spread on a huge amount of CDs at the time. So a few, but not all of those, include Corel Draw, Wacom tablet drivers, stock photo CDs, game CDs, a Marilyn Manson CD, printer driver CDs, and many others. Junk code is not even junk, it's trash. Trash code, trash. It's not even code. It's always Wacom. Well, it was a bunch of drivers, I'll be honest. I included Wacom because a lot of people know that, but it was like printer drivers, scanner drivers, any kind of driver CDs. A lot of them had this on it. The Manson CD is such a specific thing, I know. It must have had some multimedia stuff on it. Okay, sorry. My throat's getting a little spicy, but there's only one more one to cover. So, next, we got Chernobyl. My Corel Draw I downloaded from my repeatable source was probably infected. It was sent from manufacturer like that. Wacom is very old, from I think sometime in the 80s. So yes, Chernobyl, the CIH virus. So it is named after, of course, the catastrophic nuclear disaster Chernobyl. And it was unique for its time because it attempts to overwrite the flash BIOS chip on your machine, which of course means you can't boot the system unless you reflash the chip with the appropriate BIOS. The BIOS rewriting did not work on all machines though. Cheeky Breaky Are trying to be scary with the naming. They use the date in the execution of the virus, but oh, Chernobyl. It's in Russia, right? A very famous nuclear plant meltdown. It reminds you of that tragedy. Yeah, it's supposed to. Ukraine, sorry. I remember my old Wacom. Your old school had a Wacom bamboo tablet. That's the one I used up until like literally a couple months ago. Bamboo CTE. Yeah. You shall not shoot the inaccurate, Ari. Soviet Union at the time, current Ukraine. Okay. So yes. And it was very destructive, and the area that it's in is still like irradiated. There's all kinds of problems, you know. Happened during Soviet time, but is located in Ukraine. Okay. It was Ukraine then. Well, sounds like it's Ukraine now, but it wasn't Ukraine at the time. Plane was originally Russian and was breaking basically every rule. Yeah, so there was huge. I think there's plenty of documentaries on it. It's like very. I doubt anyone's not heard of it, but what was I gonna say? Yeah, they didn't. It wasn't run well. Was not run well. The first Stalker game came out in 2007, so that's retro enough, right? Stalker. You can play that at some point, maybe. So yes, they were trying to rewrite the BIOS chip. This didn't work on all machines. Some machines allow you to protect the flash BIOS chip also with a switch, like a physical switch on the machine. But they were usually off by default, unfortunately. So if you didn't know to do that, you probably wouldn't do that, if you know what I mean. And aside from this, it was effective in rewriting most of the data on a computer's drive. That stuff could be recoverable with backups. Of course, usually if it rewrites your BIOS chip, you're gonna have trouble with that. But apparently it first spread through underground software pirating, and then later on it was spread through a few main channels. There was a website where an infected copy of Wing Commander, the game, was spread, and then several European gaming PC magazines shipped out infected CD-ROMs with their magazine. Does Ami BIOS protect us? Ami Norton. Norton Ami virus, wait. There's a pretty high quality series on Chernobyl recently. Yeah, I do remember hearing about that. There are dogs still living in Chernobyl and they've sort of blended into a new split. Whoa. Well, as long as they're, you know, surviving. Okay, wait, not Norton. Wait, Norton is the crazy one, right? Buckle Bites malware protection. Bad time to be a gamer? Well, I mean, bad time to pirate stuff. But I mean, even a gamer, I guess, yeah, because it was in the magazine CD. But, oh, McAfee was the crazy one. Oh, okay. So Norton's normal. So where was I? Oh yeah, so a couple magazines sent out infected CD. Yamaha sent out an infected firmware update for one of their CD drives, and a demo for the Activision game Sin that was widely spread was infected, but it was not Activision's fault. It was like infected after the fact, so it wasn't spread from the vendor. And IBM sent out an entire shipment of Aptiva PCs with the virus installed a month before the payload was set to go off, which was April 26th, which is the anniversary of the Chernobyl disaster. Zombie toxin virus is so aggressive it doesn't let other viruses infect the system. Yeah, but it's nice and makes you sleep good. Norton's the guy who wrote the original Hulk actor for... Wait, the antivirus guy? Norton and McAfee are pretty bad programs nowadays, but like McAfee specifically, like the guy behind it, I remember hearing like crazy stuff. No, the actor. Oh, the antivirus is named after the actor, is what you're saying. Okay, I see. Can you have a streamer remake a computer virus? I don't know how. Oh, hold on. I gotta adjust. No. Oh, you're just bringing it up. Anyway. You guys are silly. You're just doing word association, I see. Did the stool unstick? It's making my butt hurt, yeah. It's not. Am I stuck to it? Let me just see. Let me try and stand up. Ugh. A little bit. That would have been so weird if it was named after the Hulk. That would have been random. What else was it spread on? I think that's it. It was developed in 1998, and it was developed by... Why because it's all sweaty. It was developed by a Taiwanese individual. His name was Chen Ing Hao, and he stated that he made it to prove a point. And his point was that antivirus software that existed at the time was not robust enough. And maybe he was telling the truth, actually, in this case. Because later on, he actually apologized, and he helped develop an antivirus tool later on. And this is another situation that led to new cybersecurity laws being created in response. And this was in 98. So let's watch this video. This is the last virus.
Hello everyone, it's Thursday, April 26th, 2012 at 12:30 a.m. Now on this date, 14 years ago, the CIH virus first displayed its
14 years ago from this date, whenever this was
rendered many
uploaded.
computers unbootable due to it overriding the BIOS, the basic input-output system. Now hopefully,
Did you do it for free? I
we
think
will
you
be
did
able
it for
to see
free.
that effect here today on this standalone computer. And hopefully it will destroy it like it has many thousands of other PCs.
Hopefully it will destroy my
Now,
computer.
the virus is also known as space filler, as
I don't know if this is gonna work. Is he actually destroying the computer? Because a virtual machine is not gonna have a BIOS chip, right? It'll have like a BIOS ROM, I guess.
To which it writes its code. This
I don't know
is
how it
handy,
works.
as it helps the virus avoid detection, as it does not increase the file size of programs that it infects. Now we will go ahead and run it. The system date is currently set to April 25th, so we don't get the payload immediately. So you can see, it pretended to be
Oh
some
god,
other file.
that
some other
split
file that
second
it had already
command
infected,
prompt opening is
but
one of
now
the most
CIH is
horrifying
present
things.
and will infect any
You can see.
executables you run on the computer.
You guys ever download like illicit software from a
So we'll
website,
just run a few of these.
and instead of the software, it just opens like 3 command windows for a brief second?
And CIH will infect them. And
Can you
every time
tell
you run
itself
these
is close to being
files,
14 years
CIH
ago?
will
I know, this is
launch as
so...
well, instead of the program you're
It's
running.
blown. It's a
Alright.
mind flip. It's a mind
I
flip.
think we're ready to go here. We will switch
There have been a
the
lot of
date to the
situations
26th
where
and see if we
compromise was
can
used to change the nature of
get it
security
to
scope.
activate.
Big one I remember is one that would try and log routers using
Now,
default credentials.
normally I have to
Oh,
re-record
interesting.
videos a bunch of times, but with CIH,
What am I
and
downloading?
its devastating payload, you only get
Photoshop.
one shot at this. So let's hope it works. Here
Let's
we
hope
go.
it works.
And the
Yeah,
computer
just run your
should blue
you
screen.
know,
Yes, it has.
antivirus in safe mode.
In VXD,
If
this
that
was
happens.
called from blah blah blah.
Oh
Maybe it caused it to
no!
continue normally.
It's
Let's
a
try it.
facade. Whenever you turn on your dad's computer anytime he has an issue.
We have a taskbar. and
It's gone.
No desktop.
It's
you
over.
can press buttons and now it's frozen.
Think, damn, they
what
got me
it's
every time I
done
see command
is,
pop-up.
If this motherboard was compatible with it, it should have overwritten the BIOS and also overwritten, I think, the partition table on
So I
the
guess his
hard drive.
motherboard doesn't allow
So it doesn't
that.
destroy any data, it just makes it inaccessible through normal means. You can still use tools to recover your data. So, let's try rebooting. We'll see how
Game
this
over,
goes.
man. Game over. Okay, so
Just give me a
reboot. Okay,
moment
this is an
here.
actual PC. This guy's a
We'll hit the
madman.
reset switch.
I guess he probably has like chip, like
And this computer should not boot anymore.
chip burning hardware and stuff that you can like fix the BIOS with. Would be my guess.
We are not even getting any output to the screen. We'll try turning it off.
I don't know his power level. I gotta watch more of this guy's videos. The router credentials scan force manufacturers to try and encourage changing the default login and make people where it should be changed. That's
And
good.
turning it back on.
Now they encrypt your data and you can say goodbye to
Let's
it.
see what
Bye bye. Bye bye. Yeah, I'm sure he knows how to fix it, right? No!
We are not getting anything.
No power on self-test! No!
The hard drive light is on.
That or hates all computers and wants to destroy
and
them
no
all.
output is being sent
He used
to
to
the
stream
screen.
in his
I
like
think
entire 90s computer
CIH
store.
has done what it's supposed to
Cool.
do.
I gotta watch some more of his videos. It's the first time
Let's see,
I learned about this guy
have an
yesterday.
MS-DOS boot disk. We will see if we can boot from the floppy, but we're not even getting any BIOS messages
Dead,
on the
Jim.
screen,
I'm a
so
doctor,
I
not
think
a
this
computer
is
expert.
toast.
Stealing your aunt's old PC to destroy it with viruses in a time-honored tradition of PC nerds.
Alright,
I
we
want
have
to
the
try.
MS-DOS disk in the drive.
So he's trying to boot DOS, install DOS.
And nothing.
No, it's dead.
I have never seen this
He killed
payload
it.
on a real machine before. It's quite amazing to see it actually do
This guy's a
what
real
it's intended
freak.
to do, which is completely destroy a computer. I mean,
He's like, this is
back
so
in the 90s,
awesome.
you didn't have reflashable BIOSes. You'd basically have to send your motherboard back to the manufacturer.
Yeah, so he's saying,
Now,
you
they
know,
could
he can
probably
reflash his
reflash it,
BIOS.
That would cost you an arm and a leg, and you'd probably just end up getting a new motherboard.
Incredible.
So,
Anyway, that's pretty much the extent of that, and that concludes my presentation on viruses. Is the man wrong? It's amazing. Technically, it's amazing. This is fun, yeah? You guys like it? What do you guys think? Learn something new? My most like mind-blowing learn of the day is the AIDS one. Just like the story, like not only what it did, like it being ransomware was really crazy, but like the story about the guy behind it and stuff. Very entertaining and educational. Yay! Yay! First time watching live, this has been so much fun. Oh, thank you so much for checking me out. Looking at your scans, like this polyp is just incredible. Such a perfect specimen. The freaking I'm not gonna say it. Ethan Zuckerman's also worth looking up. Inventor of the pop-up ad who later regretted it. Oh yeah, those suck. Very interesting. Yay! You found a full article on the AIDS doctor and the dude is something else. I told you. You guys gotta look into him. Very cool. Yay, yay, yay. That's the you know doctor who looked at my tummy and called my no, I can't say it. I already told this story. I do have a Discord server. Yeah, Ahmad should be able to get you the link to that. Great presentation. Hadn't heard about a bunch of this stuff before. Cool. I'm glad you guys could learn something new. You've been educated. Infected with knowledge. Let's go back over here. Thank you so much for the link to the Discord. Hi guys. Almost every day, 3 p.m. Eastern, 2 hours ago, I stream. Hi, if you're new here today, wow, there's a lot of people I just noticed. Welcome, guys. Thank you for joining me for this presentation about old viruses. I've done a number of presentations in the past that are in a similar vein to this. I've talked about old audio devices, for example. I've explained like what frequency modulation is and pulse code modulation, and basically how like old music was made in older video games. I've done some on peripherals. I've done one on VR. That one's super interesting. My stool. That one was very interesting. I've done some on lost media, lost dinosaur media specifically. Extreme as always. Thank you. I would like to test out the viruses. I have to find some and make some backups of my virtual drive. Dan OOCT is cool. I remember his video about the Toho ransomware. Oh, I have to watch that. I'm very curious about that. The one where you have to like get a specific a score in a Toho game. Nacho, Gogola. Yeah, that's where we talked about Gogola for the first time. Also, what else? Covered tons of topics, video game peripherals, failed consoles, bad video game advertising campaigns I've done a presentation on. No, there's no Gogola virus, thankfully. Apollo computers, I don't think that I have. Yeah, so I've covered all kinds of topics in these cardboard presentations, and if you are here for the first time today, in general, I am a retro PC game and console game VTuber. I also do art. I also sing from time to time as well, and I like making stuff. Basically, video game rumors. Yeah, I've done some on like video game urban legends, creepypastas. DRM, that one was interesting. New model, not tomorrow, the day after. So I have a new Monster Girl model coming on Saturday. Reclipter, thank you so much for joining the membership. I love your icon. It's a cute little... I don't know what it is, but it's cute. I play lots of games on real hardware. I do lots of interesting, hopefully interesting and informative streams. Also, I do have a collab cover coming up. Yeah, I'll talk about that in a minute. Also, hopefully informative streams. Recently, I've done some ones on disc magazines, where we look at some content from disc magazines on my MSX. I am a tinkerer. I tinker from time to time. Sometimes I do TTRPGs. I like doing things on real hardware. I got a lot of consoles and I got a lot of computers. And I think that about covers it, I think. And I love my buckles and I'm on a chair that is not appropriate. Boy, do I have a lot of computers. I do. It's actually not great. I should probably... I don't know. I like having my computers. I use them all, you know. Most important part, I'm cute. Oh, and I have a game jam coming up if you guys want to participate. Over the next 2 months, it's going to occur. I have a post about it on my community tab. You guys can check it out. You do a lot of stuff. I do a lot of stuff. And yeah, my butt hurts. I have 2 Casio Loopies for no reason in particular. You should buy more computers. I want a Specky. I want an Amiga. I love an X86K or an X68K or a FM Towns Marty. That would be cool. Right now I just have MSX, MSX2, and PC98, and of course my regular PCs. I have a VIC-20 that I'm trying to repair, sort of, kind of. I'm the loopy girl. I see you prefer web things, but I don't know any engines with a web plugin. If it doesn't have it, it's fine. That's just what I prefer, so that it's easier for me to like run the software, you know, because I don't want people like trying to give me viruses. I still have quite the collection, I do. You were considering making a GBA game, but maybe you shouldn't since it doesn't fall in the ROM hack. It doesn't fall in the ROM hack, but it just falls into the regular making a game category. You can definitely make a GBA game. You have 3 Amigas? Can I have one? I want one. Let me show you guys a couple things. I'll show you guys the graphic for the little promotional graphic I made for the game jam in case anyone is new here and would like to participate. Cassie Loopy might be the loopy girl now. Well, put her into this world and I can take her out, okay? FM Town's best looking LucasArts adventures if you don't like EGA. Yeah, and apparently the best port of Loom too. Yeah, people did do Game Boy games last Buckle Jam. There was some really good ones. I don't want parting with the 1000, just need to make sure it's all working. Wait, really? You send it to my P.O. box? Don't toy with me. Ancient PC virus, basically a genie in a bottle or Pandora box that should never be opened. I want to open it! Okay, hold on. Buckle Jam! David listed previous entries that we should avoid making anything too similar. All the entries are still on my card, so you guys can go check there under the Buckle Jam section. June 1st to July 31st, 2025, Buckle Game Jam. You can participate, just make a game themed around Ami and or Buckles. And there's a couple other rules you'll have to follow. I'm going to be posting more about it, so keep an eye on my community tab. How did I move? Just gonna end up sealed in the vault along with CD Hayami. No. You just hi Amiya, I just go to the doctor's office. I hope it went well. Does Game & Meow have an SDK? Game & Meow is no, not real. Unfortunately. But if you want to make an LCD style game, you can. I don't know that there's an SDK for it though. So many cool games from last year. They were all so cool. Thank you guys so much for your efforts. Where is the link to the jam? It's not going to be hosted on itch or anything. I will just have a form eventually where you guys can submit it. You'll need to make an itch page, but I'm not making like a game jam like event on itch for it. So keep an eye on my Twitter and the community tab. You have the Buckle Jam playlist where you play all the games. I think there are timestamps. I think so. Yeah. So I do have a VOD of me playing last year's submission. And also I am going to be in a cover that is coming out soon. You guys, the last singer was announced today. Let me go grab the info. Guess I'll wrap it up a little bit early today since my chair situation and all. I'm extremely uncomfortable for the past 2 hours. That's right, all retro gals, all the time. My chair situation is crazy. It is. The cover collab is going to be out on Mitch's channel, and it is going to be May 31st, 22 p.m. JST. I have no idea what that is in your guys' local time. You'll have to Google it. And the final lineup of singers is out. It is myself, Skimmy, Onolumi, and it is Freya. And also Joruna. So a lot of retro gals. And I also did the scripting for the cover. And I also did the harmony guides too. So I don't know if it's gonna be like on the video or whatever, credited that way, but I did that. I helped out. The retro girlies. So yeah, please tune in for the premiere of that. It's gonna be May 31st, Saturday, 22 p.m. JST. Let me see what it is in Eastern Time. Talented Spider. Oh shucks. Oh shucks. It ended up being a lot less harmonies than I thought there would be. Creating the harmony guides was a lot of work, but because there's like a bunch of backing vocals, but then it turned out then we got the instrumental and the backing vocals were included in the instrumental, so some of the harmonies didn't end up being used, but time and date converter. That'd be an easy way to do this. Is 10 p.m., right? Yeah, okay. Is it 9 a.m. Eastern? Nice books? Oh. My hotkeys. Yeah, 9 a.m. Eastern Time on the... on the 31st. Frick. That's why she did the way she did the reveal is great too. I know, isn't that such a cool idea? Revealing it like a video game. Everyone should just use UTC offsets for time instead of having to know time zones. It's very confusing. The time zone reference books. Yeah, I had to take a quick look. 1 p.m. UTC or 9 a.m. Eastern. There you go. Thank you. There will be. I assume there will be a premiere waiting room at some point, which will give you guys, your local time. But Chigusa walks up and yoinks my books. I'll punch her. Just kidding. They're not violent. They don't punch. Oh, this chair. Yeah, on the same day. 1 hour before her normal stream time. Sure. The art was not my normal stream time, but Mechi's. Hit her with the... Yeah, I'll hit her with my chair. Oh my god. I'll destroy this chair and her. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, my butt hurts. You're very cute and nerdy today. Love you. I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out. I guess let's just wrap it up a little bit early. I got some stuff I can stand to work on anyway. For the reveal and stuff on Saturday. I have most of the assets done, but I still have some BGM I want to make because I'm composing some BGM for it. I already made one. I'm working on the other. It's gonna be cool. Stand to work on. Not gonna sit on your stool. I'm gonna sit on my regular computer chair. Gonna get ready for the big model debut on Saturday, which is not my normal stream time, by the way, you guys. So that's a big day, you know. Cover in the morning, and then my new model later on in the day. So I hope you guys will like it. I drew it and rigged it myself and everything. So I'm Mozart. Good luck with rig. Thank you. I'm surprised you went on this long in the stool. Yeah, I can go no longer. I apologize, guys, to wrap it up a little bit early, but we can play a little bit longer tomorrow in exchange, because it's gonna be Friday. It's gonna be chat day. So yeah, my chair will be all dry, and I'll hang around with you guys a little bit more tomorrow to make up for it. Thank you guys so much for coming today. Thank you to all my regulars and irregulars and everyone who stopped by for the first time for giving me a chance. Thanks so much to all the VOD watchers and the VOD commenters and chatters and lurkers and Dreamweavers and Buckles and Spiderlings and everybody who gifted memberships. I don't remember if there's any of that today, but thanks to everyone who renewed their memberships and joined newly the memberships for the first time. Thank you guys so much for your support, and thanks for the donations as well. And appreciate you guys. Thanks to Dreamweavers and Buckles and Spiderlings. I already said that. Yeah, amilove.text.vbs. Just kidding, no VBS part. Thank you guys so much for coming. I'll see you tomorrow. We can hang out a little bit longer. Like I said, I'm sorry for cutting it short, but I'm just very uncomfortable and my back hurts because of this stupid stool. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you. Otsukaresamiya. Oyasumiya. Bye bye.